Shalom, brothers and sisters. Purim is coming up now, starting tomorrow. Let's just go to the book of Esther and have a look at this from chapter 9, and we're going to read from verse 19. Therefore the Jews of the villages who dwelt in the unwalled town celebrated the 14th day of the month of Adar with gladness and feasting as a holiday and for sending presents to one another. And Mordecai wrote these things and sent letters to all the Jews near and far who were in all the provinces of King Ahasuerus, to establish among them that they should celebrate yearly the 14th and 15th days of the month of Adar, as the days on which the Jews had rest from their enemies, as the month which was turned from sorrow to joy for them, and from mourning to a holiday, that they should make them days of feasting and joy, of sending presents to one another and gifts to the poor. So the Jews accepted the custom which they had begun, as Mordecai had written to them, because Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, the enemy of all the Jews, had plotted against the Jews to annihilate them, and had cast pur, that is the lot, to consume them and destroy them. And when Esther came before the king, he commanded by letter that this wicked plot which Haman had devised against the Jews should return on his own head, and that he and his son should be hanged on the gallows. So they called these days Purim, after the name of Pur. Therefore, because of all the words of this letter, what they had been seen concerning this matter, and what had happened to them, the Jews established and imposed it upon themselves and their descendants, and all who would join them, that without fail they should celebrate these 2 days every year, according to the written instructions and according to the prescribed time, that these days should be remembered and kept through every generation, every family, and every province, and every city, that these days of Purim should not fail to be observed among the Jews, and that the memory of them should not perish among their descendants. Shalom, brothers and sisters, and happy Purim, also known as Purim by most of the Western world. The correct pronunciation is Purim. Purim. Okay, Wednesday the 16th to Thursday the 17th is Purim. The 18th, the Friday, will also be celebrated in Jerusalem. Purim takes its name from lots, the casting of lots, Purim in Hebrew. Haman cast to choose the 13th day of the Jewish calendar month of Adar as the date for the massacre that he planned on all the Jews, men, women, and children. That's Esther 9, verse 24 to 26. It's a Jewish festival celebrated on the 14th day of the month of Adar in commemoration of the deliverance of the Jews in Persia from the destruction by Haman. In this time, the book of Esther is read, celebrations are held, gifts and money is given to the poor, food is gifted to people and friends. The interesting correlation between the historic story and account of Esther and the current times we are living in is the following. Esther's story takes place in Persia. Haman is the bad guy. He sets out to destroy all the Jews. Today's story is still between Israel and Iran. Iran is the modern day name for Persia. The chief enemy is Ali Khamenei, who calls for Israel's destruction all the time. Now, if you check his spelling on his name, it's K Haman E-I. So modern day Haman again out for the destruction of Israel. Is that a coincidence? Some of the things he said is things like the cancerous tumor called Israel must be uprooted from the region. In 2017, Iran placed a massive digital clock in Tehran's Palestine square, counting down the days until Israel's destruction. In 2021, that clock stopped working, and now it's just a massive black screen. The digital countdown showed the number of days until the Jewish state's demise, according to a 2015 prophecy by Ali Khamenei, the supreme leader. He predicted that by 2040, Israel would no longer exist. Today, Iran is on the verge of a successful nuclear deal being signed. They are militarizing the region as well, as the West is distracted by what's happening in Ukraine and Europe. It's the perfect opportunity for them to get a lot done in their preparations for attacking Israel. The Palestinian Authority has also threatened holy war on Temple Mount on Purim, saying that the Jews are planning to storm the mosque. Okay, there's no proof of this, but this is what they're saying, and they're calling all Muslims to come to the Temple Mount. This could become a massive exchange of hostilities once again. Cyber attacks from Iran are currently taking place on all of Israel's government websites and everything, and it's massive at the moment. They're struggling with that. So you could say the first digital shots have been fired. Could something happen this week? Maybe. I think we need to keep an eye on all developments with regards to Iran and Israel specifically. Now that China and North Korea and friends, Iran, are busy supporting each other with the testing of a nuclear ballistic missile that they want to do in the next 24 hours. And the world's watching that, and the world's watching Ukraine. And at the same time, no one's really focusing on what Iran's plans are for Israel, except Israel. Israel's planning to strike at Iran too. Could any of this go down in this week of Purim? We don't know. The hostilities with the PA on the Temple Mount as well. There's a lot to watch at the moment. Keep your eyes on what's going on now over the time of Purim and see what's going on. Keep looking up, for our redemption draws nigh. Yeshua is soon coming back for his bride. Stay focused, stay positive. The King is on the throne, no matter how bad it looks down here. Shalom, and have a great Purim.